Today for the Bitcoin price, we have DaVinci J15 and Carl from the Moon who will show us exactly where the Bitcoin price is heading to in the immediate short term. We will talk about a short-term number of $9,400 of Bitcoin. However, also, is the Bitcoin price likely to break down afterwards to $5,400? If you think that sounds interesting, guys, make sure you smash up the like button right now. And that being said, we want to come to the most important question of today. DaVinci J15 and Carl from the Moon, how are you both doing today, my man?
DaVinci, you want to go first?
I'm doing great, man. I'm like, actually, you know what? This weekend, I was running for the first time ever. And
his legs are fine. The likes did work. The likes did work. Your legs are close to a 100%. So make sure you smash it up. And now, Carl, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm also doing very well. All right, guys. So with that being said, DaVinci J15, may you pull up your charts and share your own specific opinion on the Bitcoin price in the immediate short term?
Yes, sure. I've got some bad news for everyone. I am now letting go of my moon boyish biasness and just looking at the charts and saying, you know what? I'm sorry, people. We're looking at a bearishness, a very bearish downward movement for Bitcoin. Yeah, could it go higher? Could it break up and go higher? Sure, of course it can, right? But here we go. Let me just bring the chart here.
So that's exactly what we are going to discuss, because also, Carl, you have your own specific opinion on the Bitcoin price.
I do.
And we can already say they differ a little bit. So what we can do is we can check out DaVinci's TA. Maybe you share your opinion, and in the end we make a conclusion, and we can see like where the Bitcoin price really might be heading to according to your guys' brain juices.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, DaVinci, the stage is yours.
Of this year, we talked about, hey, you know what? Bitcoin's breaking above the 13 MA, and it's going to do an explosive move higher, right? And what happened here? It just went straight up higher and even crazy higher. This is the opposite's happening now. We're broken through the 13 MA decisively, clearly, and it's going to be a struggle to get back up here. And at best, we're going to see it come up to this resistance area, and and fail and probably roll over. So when we fail and roll over, I want to draw some what's it called, AB equals CDs, but we'll wait for that to actually to play out before we do some AB equals CDs and see where it ends up, maybe at the 61.8 or 78.6, and see where we're going to end up when Bitcoin rolls over.
Wow.
And take a look at this interesting point here. I mean, there's a lot of traffic here, and right here where we're at I'm going to say $5,400, not just right here because people hate that. In this area, we can see that this is where Bitcoin can find some support, where people were like, oh my God, I want to buy Bitcoin, but it just took off. It said, see, when I see you, you're too late to the party. So I'm sure there's a lot of like sour buyers down here that are set their buy orders, that have forgotten their buy orders, and because they have so much cash, and they're letting their buy orders sit in the hopes that this market comes back. And then probably when it comes down here, it's going to probably take off like a rocket ship.
So, I just want to get that straight for every viewer. You are saying you are bearish right now, but in the immediate short term, you are even bullish and looking for prices nearby the 9,000 level, and then the Bitcoin price might be rolling over due to that heavy resistance over there at that price level, and then you will be looking out to for the Bitcoin price to go back into your long-term green buying zone. Is that correct?
Exactly. So in this area here, in the green area, where it's between the 78.66, which is 7,200, and the 5,400, there's not a lot of price action here.
It's not, yeah.
There's a lot of people who just didn't get in, and so the market, well, if it gets into this area, it's a big down.
Yeah.
And you can see that on the volume profiles.
Volume per volume range. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually true. there's not a lot of volume going on the VPVR in that price segment, but also like not only on the exchanges. I can remember if you go to the on-chain data, how many transactions were done at what specific price at the exact price level of 4,800 to 5,400. Also on the on-chain fundamental data of Bitcoin, there was a lot of traction. I want to say that I'm still more leaning to the bullish side because I do not see anything like a bear market confirmed yet. I'm still looking out for the Bitcoin price to break above the 200 DMA, but of course the longer we stay below, the more bearish that actually is. Do you have some shares to
so Da Vinci, what I just want to ask you, so you're saying that we might see a short-term bounce. If we do see a short-term bounce, that means that Bitcoin will have in fact respected the 200 daily moving average. Wouldn't you see that as a very, very bullish sign, not only in the short term, but actually in the long term? Because that's how I would view it. If we were to see a bounce right now, I would not expect another rollover, because I would see that as a huge bullish signal for the long term with a let's say that would be a signal that the bull run is saved and we are still in a bull run in a bull market, and that we're going to see another leg up towards, I don't know, 16K or something.
You are coming from the moon. I can see that.
I mean, I am bullish. So you know what? If this was an altcoin, if this was gold, if this was copper, or if this was anything else, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Because technically, yes, it does sure look like we should have another leg down towards maybe 5K, 6K. Absolutely. Like technically, it makes a lot of sense based on the fact that we broke down from that triangle. And there's just so many signs that could technically show that. But I don't know, when you look at the two previous bull cycles in Bitcoin, it just doesn't seem like we can just break back into a bear market just after going into a bull market. Statistically and historically, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we need a new all-time high actually.
So for me, I think that the support that is coming below us right now, so the 200 daily, the weekly EMA ribbon, the 55 weekly EMA, all of these things just prevents me from going too bearish, and in fact turns me bullish right now.
Yeah, and everyone watching, like, they know it's very hard to get myself in a bearish position. So I'm still, of course, with a little bit of hope, I'm leaning towards the bullish side. But yeah, Da Vinci, you have some serious points. So maybe can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because looking at your long-term, long years track record, usually when you have some serious points, the price is more likely to be heading towards that direction. So can you share a little bit about more about your opinion there?
Let's analyze this a little bit.
Yeah.
If we had broken down through the 200-day moving average and broken back up, right? Maybe you spent only 2-3 days max below the 200-day moving average.
Yeah.
I would have been saying, yeah, I'm with you, Carl. We're going to come back up and break out of here, but we didn't. And we have to, as a trader, as a person who's trading this on a daily basis, what they're looking at is the 13 EMA and 30 EMA probably as well. But I'm just going to keep it nice and simple here. And they're saying, what are they seeing? Oh, it's time to go short. Buying shorts, fighting short entries. That's what they're doing. And the market does this automatically because there's a lot of traders out there who are following TA, and they're going to be pushing the price down when it does a certain thing. And so that's most likely what's going to happen. Doesn't mean it will happen, because you have to take into account the actual user base, the people who want to buy this Bitcoin, right? Because there's a lot of people who want to hodl, and they want to hodl low. And so, as long as there's if there's enough people who want to hodl and don't mind the price coming down, that's fine. But I can tell you, I've heard numerous stories of people buying up here, right, and they're selling down here.
Yeah,
numerous stories.
So
yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I wanted to make a small little conclusion. So yeah, you can see the significance of the 200-day moving average just as we see it. But in your opinion, us staying below more than 2 or 3 or 4 days below the 200-day moving average, that in fact already is a very bullish, bearish sign. So even if we go back above, you wouldn't put all too much significance to it, and you would say that we will get a rejection at that purple area over there in the resistance zone, and then roll over back. Maybe even into a bear market. Is that what you want to say?
Exactly. And you have to take a look at the longer picture here. What has happened here? We went straight up, mooned like crazy, did not barely even look back, and went straight up like an altcoin, like Facebook, like an altcoin. And what tends to happen with altcoins is they come back actually all the way to the 88.6. So and look where the 88.6 is.
But Bitcoin is not an altcoin.
Yes.
Here we are talking with Bitcoin. We are not. It's not an altcoin. It's like the most beautiful asset in the world. But yeah, I mean that might be the first time in history ever when where like I'm still more leaning to the bullish side, even though you have really good arguments. So I mean, this is a very decisive time right now, and it will be very interesting to see what the Bitcoin price does. And that's the beautiful thing. One of us will be right, because yeah, that's like usually I'm 100% with you, but maybe it's just like my moon boyish bias which is preventing me from doing so. Yeah, Carl, I don't know.
I think the worst case here would be in that case, like the 61.8%. I still wouldn't want to bet on it. I mean, I could go as far as seeing a big wick come down and touch the 61.8% and then come straight back up again. I guess that's if... I'm sorry?
That's the $7,200 level?
Yeah, exactly. So I could see that as a potential thing going on. That would mean that we have to break down below the weekly EMA ribbon, maybe only for a short little while, but still. And I could go that far, but I would not go as far as saying that we can go below that. That, to me, it doesn't seem very likely. Actually.
So Da Vinci, your thoughts are short term, you are more leaning to the bullish side, maybe the 9,000, 9,200, 9,300 area for the Bitcoin price, but then you see a very high likelihood of us getting rejected and then rolling over back into your green buying zone, maybe even below to 5,400, providing some major buying opportunities for the longer term. And would you say that after reaching the price level of 5,400, that would be like a starting point for the bull run?
Yeah, so I mean, if we get to the 9,500, we break above the 13 EMA, then you know what, I could have to say that you know what, this can turn very bullish very fast.
Okay, so you have that small little like condition. If the price were to break above the 13 EMA again on the weekly, then you will turn bullish again. Then you will like get rid of your bearish bias right now, and you will go to the back to the moon boys again. If we were to break the 13 EMA on the weekly.
Correct. And
okay.
If you take a look at the shorter time, the shorter time frame, now the 4 hour, you can see we got double the divergence here, right? This is really bullish in the short term, right? So you can see us coming back into that resistance area because man, this is a trade, right? What I said, if we're above the 13 EMA, we're above the 13 EMA on the 4 hour, I would look for some trades a lot higher up to like the 9,000 level and trade there. Now we're rolling over a little bit on the 4 hour. We're a little bit overbought, but that's okay as long as we stay above the 13 EMA, right? We can dip down below, maybe close to 1 or 2 candles below it, but not too many. Before we can actually take up to here. Now this is very interesting though. Keep in mind what has happened here. A lot of people, a lot of the industry players probably got caught and missed this trade. But what have I always said? When the industry players miss the boat,
they bring the boat back. Exactly.
So don't be surprised if the boat comes back up here, and so that they can get their shorts off or sell their bitcoins. and dump it back down.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking, right? That's going to happen. Now, if they fail, if they fail this, and there's a lot of buyers up here, we have to look for the volume, of course, and see what the volume is saying, right? When we break up there, and we break above the 9,500 and close a weekly candle above the 9,500. Wow. Oh boy, I'd go super long.
Yeah. And that's maybe where we can find some consensus over here also with you, Carl. So in the immediate short term, there might be even some buy bit long position like opportunities. And like you say, when we go above the EMA, the 13 EMA on the weekly, you will go bullish. But on the short term, I think you are on the same side, if I understood your episodes correctly. So what are your specific thoughts on Bitcoin, maybe in the short term and also in the midterm?
Yeah, when it comes to the short term, I see the same thing as you, Da Vinci. I see the bullish divergence, and that is something that, of course, creates some short-term strength in Bitcoin. I think we have already seen a little bit of that short-term strength with this recent little test of the 200 daily, which is lining up somewhere here. The question is if we're going to see even more juice to the upside, and I think that yes, some more steam, some more momentum to the upside is definitely possible. These bullish divergences, they are very powerful. Actually, one of my favorite things to trade. And as soon as I saw these bullish divergences, I got excited and for the short term. And I still think that we have some more momentum left to go there.
All right, so in the short term, you are also leaning to the bullish side.
However, there is a condition here. Yeah, the 200 daily, that is definitely the big test. So, yeah, the orange line right there, we definitely need to see Bitcoin break above this in order for me to go 100% bullish.
Yes.
Because if we do, yes, I am very certain that we will see a nice pop towards the upside. And yeah, I'm actually going to go bullish for the longer term as well. And I don't think we're going to roll over, because that's just such a major moving average, and if we can respect it and test it and effectively we would hold support if we go above it right now.
So first of all, before I share my own specific opinion right here, the MMCrypto opinion also of our team, everyone please smash the like button quickly. Da Vinci is taking his time now. It's late night for him. You are taking your time. We had a very exhausting night yesterday, so smash the like button. That's all you can do. And also I want to share something, especially about the 200-day moving average. Da Vinci, I'm fully with you. It is actually not very good that we are below the 200-day moving average for such a long time. If we go back into the history, we always dip down below in a bull market, below the 200-day moving average. So that's pretty normal. But we always did that for like, I don't know, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days at maximum. Right now we find ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days below the 200-day moving average, and that's obviously not all too bullish. But however, I'm on your side. If we break above the 200-day moving average, that might even provide some like breakout trade opportunities wherever you are trading, maybe even over on Bybit or on like BitMEX, wherever. That might give a huge opportunity for Bitcoin to the upside. But yeah, Da Vinci, us being below for so many days, that's not all too bullish. I think we found some consensus over here, even though the midterm is not, we are not on the same side, but the time will tell. However, now it's very important for everyone watching that episode, leave your own specific thoughts on the short term, on the midterm. What is your prediction for the Bitcoin price? And let us maybe know, and we will try to answer each and every freaking comment within the first 24 hours. Da Vinci, can we go back into the face mode and make some small little...
I wanted to talk about, because it really annoys me, because I watch a lot of videos and people think that the 100x leverage on Bybit, I hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
Right? 100x leverage on Bybit is like useless. It's not. It's for, if you're doing a short-term trade, a very on the 5-minute trades, a 5-minute chart or 1-minute chart, take a look. Let's just say you want to take this trade, right? And you want to only lose $50. How would you do that? Right, when it's a 0.1% risk to reward ratio? Well, simple. You just use a simple spreadsheet, put in the percentage, put in how much you want to lose, and there's the amount you need to bet. Right? And so, do you have $50,000? Most people don't, right? But with leverage, you can leverage up to the $50,000 and basically place that trade. Is that correct?
This is very correct. This is very correct. However, everyone should be aware of the fact that the likelihood of being liquidated is of course huge. So you have a very high upside, but of course your likelihood of being liquidated is at the same time very, very high. So this levels out. But Da Vinci, you are right. However, like everyone who wants to take a 100x leverage trade, you should always make sure that the equity you put in, that you are willing to like lose it in with a high probability. But if it goes to the upside, of course the upside is huge.
I would say for an experienced trader, it could make sense. There are many traders that go up to like 500x in commodities. Because
in commodities,
very, very slow markets, and if you want to trade the very, very short term, you have to use a lot of leverage. But that's only for the experienced traders. And I think Bitcoin is already very volatile. So, I mean, personally, I never do this. I usually use no more than 15, 20x, and I play the longer term. So, but yes, I mean, there are people, I know people that have successfully done things like this. And
we met one yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that specialize in that kind of trading strategy. And so actually, if someone wants to trade that strategy, what I would suggest is you go to the test net with the 100x leverage and you just try the strategy over and over and over. And if you can be profitable in test net, sure, apply it with actual Bitcoin after that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Da Vinci, because there is this kind of misconception, but there are conditions. If you are experienced, if you have a game plan, that can make a lot of sense. But most certainly for unexperienced traders without a game plan, it makes no sense at all. So there are some conditions attached to it. Thank you so much for that. And also for everyone watching, he talked about the testnet. Check out the testnet. There is a link in the description. If you have an account on Bybit with our link, you click it. You don't only get the bonus, you can also use that testnet and like test it out a little bit. And then once you are like you consider yourself experienced, you consider your strategy back tested, you can go over to the Bybit like mainnet and then trade over there. Da Vinci, thank you so much for taking your time here. And before we wrap up today's episode, which was kind of bearish, which was kind of bullish, can you maybe share your most recent updates about Pandora's Wallet or anything else?
Well, I'm headed to the United States this weekend. I'm going to be part of a wealth summit, and I look for a link in the description below for that. Yes, and then also we've made some changes with the servers and stuff like that. We've had a little bit of downtime on Pandora's Wallet, but we've got those problems resolved. And we've had like some discounts on Pandora's Wallet because we price it in Bitcoin. So we have to change the price.
Exactly,
and Bitcoin down, so you're obviously going to get it at a discount. We're also going to probably do another discount coupon code this weekend. And if you're interested, you can also join the affiliate program for Pandora's Wallet. Yeah,
as always, we will put all the links in the description down below, not only of Pandora's Wallet, also of your meetup, of your amazing channel, Da Vinci J15, of your amazing channel, The Moon Carl. Everyone who's watching that episode, there are a few things to do. Like the video, comment the video, go over to the channel, like it, and also use our specific link for Bybit. If you want to trade over there, if you want to call yourself experienced, use it. You get a bonus also, like even additionally $200 bonus, all the information on their website. You can use the testnet and everything else. So thank you so much for sharing that. There's a Bybit tutorial probably also popping up over here somewhere. Thank you for everyone here, like taking your time, Da Vinci, you even in the nighttime. Thanks for everyone watching, and we will see each other very, very soon on the next one of MMCrypto, guys. And you know it already. As always, guys, as always, bye-bye.